Meaningful discussions. In this session, we will discuss on thoughts about manifestations versus thoughts about the roots. At that time, I was 27-year old. We had just started working in Humanist Party, and we were strongly advocating that good people should participate in governance of the society. That is, good people should participate in politics and good people should contest the election. Election came and it was proposed that I should be the candidate. And I didn't want to. They tried to convince me a lot about contesting election. I didn't want to. Later on, when I was thinking, why is it that I don't want to contest election? I am only making a case that good people should contest. When it comes to my contesting, I am not. We are trained to do internal work. And when I reflected, I realized that I was sure to lose the election. And losing the election was not so big a problem, as much was the problem is log kya kahenge. Fear of being ridiculed was a fear that was bigger for me. Manifestation was my refusal to contest the election. The root was fear of being ridiculed. On the same line, when I reflected further, I realized that I often get angry, frustrated, nervous. All these are manifestations. And the roots, perhaps, could be traced to feeling insecurity, fear, complexes, and so on within me. When I extend this in my interaction with the world, whenever I notice that when I have complained about some people, some person is unfair to me, some person is unjust to me, some person insulted me, what I am doing is looking at the manifestations. When I go deeper, perhaps I could get an answer what Rita got. What happened to Rita? Well, she had a big complaint that her husband is not treating her well, and whatever she tries to improve the relation, it is becoming worse. When she went into detail, she found out that her husband had met with a major business loss. There was a big fire in his customer's company because of which he is not likely to get the money that he was to get. And that in turn created a debt problem for him, and he was under serious tension that he may have to sell the house. Now, Rita experienced only the manifestation, the tense behavior of her husband. But when she understood the root, that the husband is going through the tension of a business problem not created by him, the solution was different. It was not a problem of their relationship, it was the problem of handling the tension. Everyone around, whatever we see, is manifestations. When we go to the root, the things are very different. Why is it that we spend so much time on manifestations? Perhaps one of the reasons is our tendency to explain, to give reasons of whatever is happening. When the husband of Rita, who's not giving her that kind of response, she attributed that he is not liking me, she attributed that there is a tension between us, she started attributing reasons to that relationship. There is a tendency to go on giving quick reasoning. Second, A lot of time our behavior could be because of reaction. Somebody shouted at me and I shouted back. Somebody shouted at me and I felt frightened. Both were reactions. When we reflect, why did he shout at me? Perhaps there was totally different reason. So there is this whole issue of reaction and reflection. And the second reason is that when we want to go to the root, it requires effort. Manifestation we are facing, so we have to handle it. But if we want to go to root, we have to wait, we have to think through and put effort. Whether we like to do it or not is everybody's choice. The fact is clear. Manifestations are on the surface. The real problem is at the root. It is only when we address the root that the manifestation can get modified. A simple example is about allopathy. Allopathy cures the manifestation. Naturopathy looks at the root and try to work on it. In our own self, in our interaction with the people around, in our situations that we handle, on the challenges that we confront, on the problems that we deal with, it is worthwhile giving a thought. Do we focus our thoughts on manifestation? Do we put that extra effort, extra energy to go to the root? We can reflect on the difference between the two. And the critical role that this mindset can play